Hey, Clyde Hays in the garage on a wonderful Saturday, man. Hey, Hayes Division looking at you. I got a fucking exceptional guest today. I've been wanting to get this guy in front of this mic for a while because there's so much shit you can talk to. Because we sit out here and we smoke cigars all the time in the garage and talk about shit. So without any fucking further ado, Taylor Ellis. Hell the fuck on, man. What's up, bro?
I'm good. How are y'all? Y'all doing good?
Yeah. I mean, you're not talking to a live audience, bro. I mean, how am I doing? You're acting like you got a fucking whole live audience sitting out there you're talking to. It's just me and you right now.
I will sooner or later.
He said I will sooner or later. What is this we're drinking, bro? Taylor, for once, the only guest that I've ever had show up and make the drinks, when normally I have to make the drinks and tie some. You walked in with bags of shit.
Ready to go.
Yeah. So what is this?
It's 2 shots of tequila, 2 limes, 2 blood oranges.
The blood oranges.
Yeah, blood oranges only.
That's fucking good.
Only.
And lime.
Lime.
No salt?
No salt.
Probably
no salt.
just a little
I
bit
can
of
salt
salt.
your rim next time, but if you need a pacifier, we'll talk about it later.
That's good shit. That's definitely good shit. I gotta watch that shit when we play poker later.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Yeah.
It'll get you.
So, owner, semi-owner, manager, what is your actual job?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Okay.
I take care of it all, or most of it.
Yeah. Which is Ellis Mercantile in Chandler. Is that what it's called?
It's Tyler.
Tyler. Yeah, right off 31. And what's that crossroad?
2661.
I got you.
Right on the edge of Tyler, but we're still there.
And what's your main? What's the main thing you sell right now? I mean, what's your market?
It's ladies' clothing.
Ladies' clothing.
I basically handle all the in-store sales.
Okay.
I handle the retail side of it. My wife, Charlie, handles online. My mom does all the buying.
Okay. And how long you been there?
We've had that location for 27, 28 years.
Oh, no shit.
Now, it hadn't always been that.
Yeah.
But we've been in the same location for about that long. It's only been a boutique for 6 years.
And what'd you do before that?
Before that, we did new furniture sales. Before that, it was used furniture sales. Before that, we would go to rag houses and buy.
What's a rag house?
It's a think about like an empty Walmart, but all they have are bins of different type of clothing.
Okay.
You can go there and buy denim by the pound. You can buy vintage denim by the pound. You can buy overalls by the pound. You can buy fur jackets by the pound.
No shit.
And all of these are just getting rolled up into big old. You've seen the big cardboard bales that they have.
Yeah.
These are all getting bundled in those to go Russia, China, Japan,
okay,
Europe, everywhere. But we would go in there and buy them and sell them for $4.99 each.
Yeah.
That really was our calling for.
Well, that's
19 of those 27 years.
That's when I first heard about you. I had a buddy that him and his girlfriend got in a fight, and she threw all of his shit in the front yard and lit it on fire, and he had no clothes. And he went to your place, and he bought new pants and everything else. And we're all, I want to say he said he spent like $5 maybe per pants.
$4.99.
Yeah, $5 for a pair of pants. So he bought enough to go to work that week and have clothes. And he told me about it. So I'm like, well, what all they got over there? He's got, man, they got everything. They got overalls, they got everything. So I went over there, and y'all did. I think I got 3 or 4 overalls and a couple pair of work pants. And I mean, and then y'all moved from that to now it's what, a boutique?
Yeah, it's boutique. We've got everything. Ladies' clothes, candles, soaps, lotions.
And y'all
handmade soaps and lotions and handmade candles.
How are y'all doing the handmade? Are y'all doing that marketing that yourself, or are you getting it outside, or how's that working? Because I just bought 2.
Actually, my sister-in-law takes care of the handmade soaps.
Okay.
And all that. And then my wife just started making the handmade soy candles.
Yeah, I got one. Well, I got 2. I bought my mother-in-law one as well, and they fucking smell good.
Oh, yeah.
They smell
strong.
really good.
What I like about them more is how the burning temperature is a lot lower.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So they last longer?
Yeah, I've got one at the store burning right now. It's on day 13, but we burn them for 8 hours at a time.
No
shit. We light them when we get there, and we blow them out when we leave. So
Damn. That's
they're
a long time.
Hours right now.
That's fucking cool shit. So as a man, how is it to run a woman's boutique?
Challenging.
I'm sure. I'm fucking
Challenging.
sure. I mean, you're not a feminine man. I mean, I've known you a little while. You're not a feminine man. You're a fucking soccer player. You're a good dad. I mean, but you look at you, no one's going to think, hey, this motherfucker runs a boutique for women.
Well, and it didn't start off like
as
that.
we talk about
just
this,
fell
you
into
crimp your hair.
Yeah, you like that? Give the audience what they want.
Yeah, get them what they want, huh?
It didn't start off like that. I mean, it's just slowly grown into a position, and that's just what it is now.
Yeah.
But if the market changes tomorrow, we have no problem changing with it.
Which says something about you, though, that you can move like that. You can pivot and go into different.
Follow the money.
Yeah. you can pivot and go into different avenues of what it is for the business. And well, like candles. I mean, y'all didn't make your own handmade candles or soaps before, but the market's there, and the what it takes to actually start up is not as big as you've seen.
I think that was born out of a avenue of needing some hobby time.
Oh yeah?
I think that's where it was. She was looking for a way to spend some time, be creative.
Yeah.
You know, while also making some money, and we have a storefront, so putting it in a store wasn't an issue. But, you know, I think it's just something that, and I won't say it started as a hobby, but because that's definitely not where it started.
Well, your wife's pretty business savvy too. I mean,
she really is.
If she's gonna do something, she's gonna look at it and think, okay, I might want to do this for myself for fun, but how am I gonna make a profit off it?
How can I make $1?
Yeah, because I mean, anyone like me, like I have my little beard line. When I set that beard line up, I thought, okay, I'm spend $300-$400 on oils and all this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to recoup that money.
Yeah.
And that's why my wife never complained. Hey, you know, you spent $400 on all kinds of different oils. Mm-hmm. She knew that I was going to recoup that money very quickly. Is to have my own beard line.
Yeah, but even not, I think, and I've kind of always thought this: how much money is not enough to spend on something that makes you happy?
Oh man,
you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Bills are paid, food's in the pantry. We're not going without gas. We're not going without anything, and you have a surplus of money. How much of that money are you willing to spend?
What's the surplus? How much is a surplus? Because that's where I'm at right now. I'm looking at my money, and I'm saying, well, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking at it that way, but sometimes I do. Right now, we're trying to build a new house, et cetera. So I'm looking at everything going into that. But before that, when I sit here, I would find something and buy it. And I wondered in my brain, what amount of money did I need in savings? What amount of money did I need set back to actually say this is really a surplus?
I don't think you can do that. I think you just have to come up with your own percentage that comes out of each check that goes to savings. Yeah. And that's it. That's your savings. Now, if you're trying to save for something extra special, you bump up that percentage like a house. Yeah. That's a huge percentage. Oh, yeah. So the surplus is low. But even if it's $50 a week, you can spend on something to make you happy. Oh, yeah. You can spend $50 a week to make you happy.
When you're talking about minding your top of, hobbies to make us happy, I mean, hell, that laser over there is almost $1,000.
Yeah. It takes a couple weeks to get that money to make you happy. But
$50 a spot. Yeah.
But I mean, if $1,000 is what it takes for you to pass time happily, it $1,000 well spent every time.
What's your hobby right now?
Oh, right now it's just trying to stay happy. I mean, I just want to be happy all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just built a lean-to against my house. Yeah. Got a refrigerator underneath it, and everything's all cleaned out, real nice.
What kind of refrigerator?
Shit of it. It's the old one that was in the house.
Okay, so you bought a new icebox in the house, and you got the old one. Yeah. What are you doing? You gonna tap it? Put a tap in it with a keg in or something? No. Just beer.
No. Beer, excess food, whatever.
How much freezer space you got in there?
Oh, it's a whole freezer.
Oh, the whole thing's a freezer?
No, only half
just
of it's a freezer.
Half's a freezer. Yeah. So you can put deer meat in there, so you can start hunting.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I hear you.
Let me tell you, hunting's fine and all that, but I'd rather have fish every day of the week.
Would you?
Fish or fried chicken, those are my go-tos.
Yeah.
And Charlie gets mad at me because when it comes down to it, I'll have chicken every day of the week.
No shit.
Every meal. I don't care. I'll have fried chicken 3 times a day from now till the day I die, and I'll be.
What's your favorite fried chicken? If you were buying it, not making it home.
If I was buying it,
because you're close to Tyler. I mean, you can hit all the
on Gentry.
That's everybody.
That's my favorite.
Dude, every time we went to Tyler to the hospital or something, we'd stop back by Williams.
Southern Fried isn't bad over by the old feed store.
But it ain't like Williams.
But no, it's pretty close now. But like I say, when those girls are in there and they're so big they can barely turn from one fryer to the other fryer, I believe in them. They know what they're doing and how they're doing it.
That is some good fried chicken.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't know what they do.
I've never had a bad piece of it.
I think I had one time.
I can tell you how they're frying it.
How?
Crisco.
Is that what's in there?
They ain't using no cheap vegetable oil. Like
straight fucking
Crisco.
Crisco.
It goes in solid, comes out liquid.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
That's what they're doing.
I wonder if that's not probably not economical. Because they're not expensive.
They're not. But how much chicken do you have to sell to become economically friendly in your area? And where they're out on Gentry, they're selling a ton of chicken.
Yeah, they are. It's always busy. I mean, it's not busy like the fast food place, but it's busy for the people that knows what it is.
But they're one of the only places that still has a walk-up window.
They do that.
That's their main. That's their main course of deal. Drive-through doesn't do nothing. It does.
Yeah, that's why
drive-through doesn't hit them hard. But like I say, that walk-up business all day, every
you smell
day.
The chicken.
That's it. That's it. And there's a lot of standing around goes on that side of town.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they always got people
stand around and catch a whiff of that chicken. You want chicken.
That and you stand there too long, somebody will sell you something.
That's right. Then you really want some chicken.
Then you really want some chicken. You're on the north side of Gentry. Man, so moving forward with the business, where do you see it going? I mean, you said you're willing to pivot, but where's it going to go?
Where do I see the boutique business in 5-10 years?
Where do you see your boutique business?
I don't know. Online, mainly.
Mainly online.
Mainly online. Like say.
So do you see yourself getting into supplying for Amazon or any of that? Or is it just straight online orders?
No. To be economically friendly on Amazon, you have to have almost zero overhead.
Yeah.
You have to be running out of a garage or a shop or something that you already have easily accessible, which we do, but still, there's bills to be paid, people to pay, and everything else. And I don't see Amazon being that for us. I think it's just going to be our own platform.
I got you.
For a while.
And y'all are building that right now. Where all online are y'all at?
Every social media outlet from TikTok through Facebook.
Yeah.
Plus our own app. And our app is...
Do you have a lot of sales off your app?
Yeah, it's very user-friendly.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you're someone my age who doesn't really understand.
You say your age like you're fucking old.
Well, 32, but some people... I'm kind of at the curve of before computers and after computers. My age has the tendency to either be really good at computers or really bad at computers.
True.
There's really no in between. But it's easy enough for someone my age all the way up to, I think one of our customers is 92 who uses that.
Oh, no shit.
So if they can use it, it's very user friendly.
Yeah. And so what percentage of your sales are going from your app? You're not tracking that shit?
No.
Oh,
I don't handle the online at all.
Yeah, your wife does.
Basically just in the store.
So
gotta get her on here
do y'all not compete? Who gets some more sales? Because I mean, they walk in, you got to sell.
It's strictly just end of year monetary value.
Yeah,
like it's not a push back and forth of this week I beat you, this week I beat you. It really comes down to
maybe do some bonuses.
Even quarterly, we come back and she says, "Oh well, we kicked your ass this quarter. Okay, well I'll get you at Christmas time."
Yeah,
I mean,
you should start doing bonuses.
That's hard, man.
Why?
Well,
even if it's $1,000 bonus, or even if it's $500 bonus, whichever division makes the more money, your smile gets more people to pull something off the rack. But
in the store, nobody is strictly one division except for me or her.
Okay.
Everybody is everywhere.
I got you.
It's as needed basis.
Well, do a bet at home, and just don't let everybody in the store know.
I take bragging rights very seriously in my house. If I can brag, I've won.
Yeah.
And that's all I need is a win. That's why nobody likes to play games with me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I will cheat your ass off at Monopoly. I'll cheat my baby's ass off.
I heard about that. I don't
care.
I heard that your kids didn't like to play Monopoly with
They
you.
don't like to play anything with me. I win.
How many kids you got?
Got 3.
3.
15, 14, and 7.
2 boys and a girl, right?
2 boys and a girl.
How is that working out?
Oh, it's great.
I don't have any girls, so
it's great.
I can't
Like I
imagine.
say, when Liam was born, he was supposed to be a little girl, and God knew, or whatever higher power there is knew, that 1 was enough.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle 2 of her.
No, I don't think you could.
At
And
all.
your kids are pretty good though.
Oh yeah, they're
They're
well
unique. They're like mine. When they're fucking unique, and each one of them's different, and each one of them acts different, and you got your hands fucking full. So the oldest one just started driving. How's that working out?
Oh, it's good. He's very cautious.
Yeah.
But overly cautious for me.
Oh yeah, that's how mine.
Overly cautious.
That's
for
how
me,
one of my.
But, like say, that's good and bad. I mean,
So y'all bought him a car.
oh yeah, 2001 Lincoln Town Car, cloth top.
How much was that him wanting the car versus you influencing that car?
Oh, I paid for it, so it's my choice in the end, no matter what. But the only qualification to it was reliable
Yeah.
and safe.
Okay.
And you can't get much safer than a
No.
boat.
No. But he's not pimping.
You're right, but I do have plans for if he came to me tomorrow and said, "Dad, I just don't like driving this."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
He's not going to.
I'll take it.
He's not going to.
I've got plans for it already.
So what would you
I had
do?
plans before I paid for it.
What would you do to
I've
the
got
car?
a few different schools of thought. One is put 6 inches under it, put some 24s on it. One is drop it 3 inches, put some 15s underneath it. Either way, it would get wrapped in chameleon paper.
And y'all, in this podcast, I'm going to I'll tag the car because I have a picture of it. Because your son actually sent me a picture. He was so proud that he had his car. He sent me a picture.
Oh, he's done all the work on it. Him and Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they replaced the front end. They got a few other little things to do, but I think all in all, $300. He's going to have it working perfectly.
No shit. So how much you pay for it at the top?
$3,500.
Well, that's not bad.
160,000 miles.
Ooh.
They'll run till 500,000.
Oh, I know they will. I mean, I had a Fleetwood Cadillac when I was his age. A Fleetwood.
Yeah, you
The
did.
big, and it was maroon. The only thing that was fucking wrong with it was, where the back fins are, there's that plastic there and it would
Mhm.
deteriorate. Well, I took fucking a piece of like sheet tin, wrapped it around there, ribbed that shit back in and painted it, and you couldn't fucking tell. It was actually better than it was when I bought it. But that fucker inside was so comfortable. And this time
Oh, this thing's like riding in a sofa.
I was a freshman I was a sophomore in high school. I was wearing my fucking overalls and cowboy hat, riding around in a big ass Fleetwood Cadillac like I was fucking Boss Hog.
Urban Cowboy.
Oh yeah, man. It was fucking awesome.
It looked like Lane Frost.
But there was so much fucking room in that back seat. And that's because if I would have been around you when you're watch spotting, I'd be like, you know why he got that car, right? Because he's a pimp. He gonna have all his hoes in the back seat. And I would have blowed your wife up. You would never got the car for him.
Do whatever you want. I don't care.
But you really think he's gonna want something else? You get to drop it?
No, I think he's gonna like it.
I do
By
too.
the time it's over.
He's putting all the work in it.
Well, that and he's never been flashy. He's not like
No.
his little sister.
No.
She wants flashy,
Oh,
sporty.
yeah.
Just look at me, look at me, look at me. Jared just wants, get me from here to there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm cool.
And he wants to go too.
That's it.
He wants to go. He's a good kid though. He's
Oh,
definitely a good kid. He's fucking eccentric, but he's a good kid.
They're all good kids. They
Oh,
just
yeah.
started this lurking,
What the fuck's lurking?
man. You remember,
Pull that mic towards you a little bit more.
you might not, but I remember when I was his age, you wanted to be a part
A
of
bit
all the
louder.
conversations, but you weren't allowed to be a part of all the conversations.
Oh yeah.
So anytime me and Charlie are talking, and it can be about a grocery list, nothing. He wants to be right outside the area of we notice him to the area of earshot. So he's always just right there. Always. We can be laying in bed having a conversation. He comes in to say goodnight. And we go back to talking. He stands at the door. Just like, what
He's
are we
trying to learn
talking
what
about?
the adult's supposed to do.
I guess. But,
Starting to get on your nerves.
well, it gets kind of creepy after a little while. He hasn't learned the line of creeper versus learning. And it's just kind of in that in that weird phase of,
that zone.
what are we talking about? I want to be part of it, but I'm just going to stand here and stare at you.
Well, you got your kids in homeschool, so he doesn't get a lot of interaction with a lot of people.
Well, yes and no. You know as well as I do, there's 800 of them. I mean, from Charlie's mom and
the
brothers
family.
and sisters down, there's 800 of them. And he goes to work pretty much every day of the week at Pops.
Yeah.
So he gets a lot of interaction now that he's working. A lot of interaction.
Pops, where's that? Is you talking about your dad's, or you talking about another place?
He works at a chicken place in Chandler.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he got a job.
Yeah, he's been there for a little over a month.
No shit. He didn't tell me that, because that's good.
Yeah, he loves it.
And I guess he's doing good.
Oh, he's doing great. His second week there, they pulled him from the front and started teaching him how to fry.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So you're getting chicken a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Too. He brings home chicken.
No, he don't bring home nothing.
So when you pick him up, you gotta. Oh, is he driving to work now?
No, he's not driving yet.
Yeah.
He don't turn 16 until April. Oh shit. 10th.
April 10th. Yeah, you better remember your kids' birthdays.
Well, it's right along with Charlie, my wife's birthday. They're 2 days apart. So it's hard to remember which one's the 8th and which one's the 10th.
Yeah.
But they're right there.
You can't fuck it up.
I try not to.
Yeah. Have you ever fucked it up?
No. I just come in early with a gift on the 8th. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm early, I'm a hero.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, man, wife's birthdays and getting that shit, man.
No, his is the 8th. His is the 8th.
His 8th. His is before hers?
Yeah.
Okay. And hers is the 10th?
Yeah.
Okay. Kids. Fucking kids, man.
Oh, they're great.
So I seen my wife has mentioned that you actually have a college degree.
Not a degree.
Not a degree?
I have a lot of hours of college, but never finished. I changed too much.
All right. So when you were in college, what'd you do?
Well, first I went for, I got a scholarship to play soccer, so I picked the easiest degree you could, which was PE. Then,
hold on. Your first degree that you was going for was physical education.
Physical education.
Okay.
It just required the least amount of hours to do anything, and the last year of that was just you're in the gym.
Yeah.
All day, every day. So that appealed to me as a 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That seemed really good. Then the next one I went after was fire science.
Fire? What's that?
It's the prelude to the fire academy.
Okay. It's where, how flashpoints work and all the other shit? Okay.
All the classroom stuff.
Were you a volunteer firefighter? Or
no.
This is just something?
No. It was really just a way to pass the time. It took me a long time to realize what I wanted to do, and that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Like say, it took a long time. I also went to, I did accounting for a while. I did computer science for a while.
Yeah, me and you've talked about some computers.
I've done probably 10 different degree plans.
Yeah.
And I never finished all the way, but general studies are out of the way and all that. But you don't need a degree anymore. You can learn anything you want to
on YouTube
online.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube's a perfect example. Right. The house we're in now, me, my grandfather, and my brother built it on the inside, and my uncle. And days that they weren't there, YouTube showed me everything I needed to do. Like say, from start to finish in extreme detail.
Yeah.
Like say, there's no need for a college degree on anything.
I used to have the philosophy that, my kids are going to college no matter what. And then after seeing how many times my college degree didn't actually fucking matter, and I got a job not because of my degree, and then seeing how many times I could learn everything else that I needed on YouTube, it was insane.
If you want to know where the money's at, I fully believe just look at the Workforce Commission's website. How many kids are going to college versus into the workforce?
Yeah.
A huge number is going to college. Great. Wonderful. You'll know how to sit behind a desk and run some paper. Awesome. But those skill trades are leaving.
Yeah.
So that means that the price of skilled trade will be going up every year until that balances back out.
You know, there's a lot of people that's pushing that back. There's two big things that I'm seeing happening right now, and one of them is that the trade school push again is that look, everybody don't need to be a doctor. Okay, somebody
Well,
go
not
out there.
everybody can be a doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could if you really applied yourself, but some things just come natural to other people.
correct.
Like some people can just look at a motor and tear it apart and have the fascination of putting it back together.
Oh yeah.
Like say, I don't have that.
Nope.
I will never have that.
Nope.
Like say, so mechanic work is completely out for me.
Yeah.
Hey, when I get under a hood, I can check the oil. I can I can change the oil. I can check radiator fluid. I can flush it. I can do all that. But when it comes to what's that knocking? I don't know. Must be a midget with a hammer in there. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to know. And I'm not going to unscrew anything to find out either.
Yeah.
I just have zero fascination.
The other thing that's hitting right now that I'm seeing is a lot of people are bringing trade top work back to America because there's a bunch of like, for example, those pants you got on, majority of pants these days are made in a foreign country, shipped in from a company because we got rid of all of our looms. We exported all that.
A lot of that is affordability though, because you have, and we'll just use this cat as an example just because he's easily accessible, but Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Okay. You have him sitting at the top of a pyramid, and I know his business is public, it's publicly traded, so he's a bad one. But if he was a sole proprietor of a business,
okay,
he's sitting at the top, and he's collecting what, $1 million a week.
Yeah.
And he's paying his people $15 an hour.
Yep.
Which sounds wonderful until you look at those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Which we all know what the conditions are. We've seen it reported.
Amazon is fucking.
It's a terrible place to work for. Terrible place to work for. They entice you with money, but the money's not worth it.
That's right.
That's kind of how they inflate their prices too. They know it's a quick overturn, so insurance isn't going to pay out long if they ever make it to insurance. Which in Texas, you got to make it 90 days. Which most of them aren't making it 90 days
Correct.
Because of the environment that they're in. So he hardly ever has to pay insurance. He hardly ever has to do any of this other stuff, unemployment, all that other stuff, because they don't make it the 90 days.
Yeah.
But if you were to kind of balance the scales, like at one time it was probably in the 60s, well, mid 50s to early 60s when unions were really big.
Yeah.
That's when the worker had a lot more say in what happened. You didn't have one group of people sitting at the top making tons of money. Now they were making tons of money, but they shared it with the employees
because of the union.
Well, because the union would stop all their production, but that also drove the prices down on their products too, because it wasn't all just going to the top. So they had to do volume, not
quantity.
Well, volume and quantity are kind of the same, but they didn't have to sell one to get you.
Quality.
Like
sorry,
now.
I said the wrong thing. Yeah.
Like now, you go buy one car, they hit you for $80,000 when the MSRP on it was $39,000.
Yep.
Like say that's a huge deal. Huge deal.
Yeah, the markup's huge, but their overhead is huge. I mean, like for your business, how much is your overhead versus what you're actually bringing in?
Overhead is just the location because we pay everything out of pocket. We don't do any of that 90-day deferred pricing and all that other stuff.
There's a lot of people. My business, the company I work for, they don't do 90 days. They do 6 months. If you're not willing to do 6 months, you can't do business with us. And some people's like, well, fuck off. We're not doing business with you.
Yeah.
But there's those out there that's like, okay, we'll do business with you.
Yeah. But in that 6 months, I'd be hoping, well, hopefully they don't go under, or hopefully they don't go under and change names and lose all their deals and everything. That would make me nervous every night.
How much of your stuff is something shipped in? Or do y'all have a lot of local merchandise? I mean, it's a boutique. You're talking about bling and
the local stuff is really only the candles and soaps. Everything else, it comes from a major retailer.
Okay.
Essentially. Like most people don't know, but that I can't think of the name, but it's a boutique in the mall. They label all their stuff theirs.
Okay.
I carry the same stuff. I just use the original person's tag.
Oh,
they take it to a vendor somewhere. they cut labels and they sew on their label.
I got you.
For pennies a deal. So they say, well, this is our stuff. No, it's not. Most of this stuff all comes from the same plant.
Yeah.
99, even Under Armour.
No.
Under Armour goes down one line and gets tagged Under Armour. Nike goes down that same line and goes off a different veer and gets tagged Nike. It's all the same. And it's all coming from the same place.
Which is what I'm asking is how much of that with what happened with COVID and the backup of shit coming from China and the ports and everything affected your business?
About like everybody else. It's hard to get stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not just China. China just controls most of the shipping. So even if your stuff is coming from India or wherever it comes from on that side of the world, it's coming from China. Yeah. And they control the shipping. And if this shit goes over and they take over Taiwan, they'll really control the ship.
Oh, yeah. And
if they get control of that straight, we'll just pay them to ship stuff.
Well,
they'll own it.
If we get to that point, because I mean, that's, you think we'll let China have Taiwan?
Oh, yeah.
You don't think we'll do nothing about it?
No, because we're not going to do anything about Russia and Ukraine either.
Really?
No.
Well, I'm not saying we should. I don't think we should do shit.
We ain't going to do a thing. We're going to sit right there on the border and not do a thing. Period.
No shit.
Period. It's too much trouble. It's too much trouble, and nobody wants trouble, especially in politics. We won't let it spill over past Ukraine, but we're not going to go into Ukraine. Now, if it spills over, we'll do something.
That's what Biden's saying. Biden's saying we're not putting feet on the ground, but they're trying to get him. They're trying to talk him into doing a no-fly zone. And you might as well go to war if you're going to do a no-fly zone, because the moment I fly across there, you're going to shoot at me. It's the same thing.
But that's a misnomer too. There's millions of no-fly zones everywhere, and they do it, and they get a little warning, and they turn, and if they continue on, it's over with. Yeah. But if they press on, most of the time it's just testing the water. We
China
do it
just
to them,
flew over.
they do it to us. Now China did it the day Russia sparked Ukraine, which I was like, a little shady.
I did too.
A little shady. But
so what's your feelings about that? About the bullshit that's going on with do you think we can back Putin into a corner where he don't give a fuck?
No.
You don't?
I think Putin just doesn't care anyway.
So you think, well, that's the worry right now.
I think he just going to do what he wants to do and play the field how it falls. I don't see. I see if anything was to happen, you would have allies form before anything happens.
It seems like they're doing that now.
It seems like, but nothing publicly. Nothing like out in the open with him holding Xi Jinping's hand up in the air being like, yay.
Well, they told him, Russia told fucking China that they were going to do this, and China told them, okay, well, don't do it till after the Olympics. As soon as the Olympics were over, he rode in.
Yeah, but if even, say you had a country like America, and you're in power, right? If China tells you, hey, this is what's happening, don't do anything till it's over, would you listen to them?
Maybe.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, they're really the only thing comparable to us.
Oh, yeah.
And I shouldn't even say that, because what's pissed me off over the past couple weeks, and it doesn't even piss me off, it just makes me think of how stupid people actually are. It's those TikTok and Instagram videos of drop me and Ted off with a case of beer and 2 kegs, and we'll have Putin.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
No, you won't. They have everything we have.
Dude.
Like, third world countries is just a thought in your head. Like, it's not a third world country.
Yeah.
They have more nukes than we do. Like, they have the same arsenal that we have. What makes you so special that you're just going to roll up in there and take somebody over? That's
one of the big things on right now. Everybody's online talking about that their shit's all falling apart, that they're, because supposedly they ran out of fuel on their way in, and their tires, they couldn't go
Russia?
off. Yeah.
What? Ask anybody in our military.
I know.
If they ain't there to tighten a bolt, it's broken by tomorrow.
Not only that, but I think it was a little easier than they thought, and they ran too far ahead. And that in the beginning, they didn't even seem like they were fighting. They were just moving in. But that's what everybody's saying is, look, the military is not up to par. But if I want everybody to remember, we don't have a space force right now. So they've been launching rockets, and there ain't shit wrong with their rockets. What would make you? And they've been fighting. They fought more wars than we have recently, to a point. So what makes you think their shit's not up to par? Some of it's propaganda, and it's on all sides.
Well, that's the whole deal. I listened to what's his name, Mike Baker.
I don't know Mike Baker.
He's on Rogan all the time.
Okay,
CIA officer.
Yeah. I know he's on.
I love listening to him because he was talking about how. Remember that clip that was going around right before Trump was elected of Nancy Pelosi, and it sounded like she was drunk because her words were slurred.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
He was talking about that. He said, if you take that clip and speed it up 0.5, she's speaking normally. He said, what someone has done is from one of these other countries, slowed it down 0.5 and pushed it.
I got you.
He said, you're just falling for,
and that's a lot.
Propaganda.
You can't trust any of that shit anymore.
No, it's all, you can't trust anything except for what you see.
I had two guys on here Friday on the podcast. One of them's from South Africa and one of them's from Texas. They own a little, they call it The Collective, and it's basically a online crypto marketing group. So they all pitch in. Yeah, me neither. And we talked about that. But these fuckers, so you have to get in the group. You got to be tech savvy, et cetera, but you got to buy in. Okay. So you got to have so much crypto to get into the group. Once you get into the group, you show what your abilities are. And then once you're in, they get
someone with better abilities comes in, steals your wallet, and leaves.
Well,
that's what happens.
Which is sort of almost what happens. Supposedly, they're doing marketing for crypto through that. And they had a guy come in that was supposedly a big crypto guy. Like he's got podcasts and online. He's supposedly a big name in crypto. But this motherfucker deep faked the video. First, the emails and everything didn't seem right from him. And he wanted them to do all this business with them. And it didn't seem right. And they're like, okay, let's do a face-to-face video conference and move forward on this. So they're all videoed in, and it's the dude is deep faked himself and everything. The only thing he fucked up on, because the guy supposedly has a South African accent, his fucking accent was wrong. And the guy that they have in their collective is South African. So they're talking, and he keeps getting this ain't right. This is not the guy. His accent, this is not it. So they fucking paused real quick and told him, hold on, we got some malfunction. Backed off, and yeah, it wasn't. Somebody had tried to straight scam the fuck out of them. Went as far as to deep fake the fucking video where it looks like him, but the voice gave the motherfucker away that it wasn't real. And there's more and more of that shit going on where you can take an AI and I can take your picture and whatever the fuck I say, do, and how I move, you're going to move like that in the video. So I can go out there and run over somebody and put a video out and make people think it's you.
Well, deep fakes are crazy anyway, because as long as you get clips of that person talking, you can make them say whatever you want to. Yep. It's them. That's why all these videos popping up of what's his name? Joe Biden, where he stutters when he speaks and everything.
Yeah.
Like he has to be. Now, granted, I don't.
You're not a Joe Biden fan?
I'm not. I'm not a fan of any of them, if we're honest about it.
I'm with you. Definitely with you.
But like I say, every time he happens to be live and I watch him, that never happens.
Yeah.
Never happens.
Did you watch the State of the Union?
I watched some of it.
Yeah.
I did see a slip up between Iran and Ukraine.
Yeah.
But what old man doesn't do that?
I know. And
what person doesn't do that? What if he just got briefed for 12 hours on Iran?
Yeah.
And had to go out there.
It's in his brain. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's an honest person mistake.
Yeah.
Honest mistake. And I think the benefit of the doubt is gone with most people.
With everybody. And politics is so fucking marginalized right now where people don't even, it's me against you. And if you're not on my side, you're done.
Tell me about it. Like say, my favorite thing in the world is to make fun of presidents. And that my thing with Trump is I didn't really start to hate him until I couldn't talk about him. Then every time I'd say something about him, somebody would get on their little upset pony and come after me. I'd be like, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I have no reason to hate him.
There's people out there that it doesn't make a fuck what he does.
Like say, he could come out tomorrow and say, let's just kill the Jews. They'd be like, let's do it. I don't see a thing wrong with this. Like, what's the deal?
You think he's fucking Hitler now?
I mean, but that's their mentality.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong. Like, obviously obviously he can.
Yeah.
I mean, but like say, he's just the savior to some people, and I don't understand. He's still a politician, man.
Yeah. He's
And when you
definitely.
say, well, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He did real estate in New York. You're a politician.
Yeah,
You
New York,
gotta make
definitely.
people like you and want to do business with you. Like say, that's politics.
Well, that was one of the pulls I think a lot of people had with him when he first came in the office, is that they did see that. They seen all the deals that he did with everybody. Because I've seen pictures of him with fucking Kim Jong-il walking across the demilitarized zone, shaking his hand and making deals. And it's like, well, maybe this is a deal maker. He can do it, but I didn't see it when he was in office.
Now go talk to the coalition of Irish steelworkers in New York and see how they feel about it.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't pay for anything they did. He let them build this big old building, and then when he didn't pay them, they took him to court. And he said, that's fine. And he just wrote it out in court for 25 years.
Man,
He just kept on.
That's how businesses do
back,
when you're
pushing
that
back,
fucking
pushing back.
big.
I guess so, but like I say, that doesn't scream good, honest person.
No, it doesn't. You want to do another drink?
Yeah.
Nick Bostrom. That's his name.
I don't think I heard his.
Yeah. So Nick Bostrom is the guy that come up with the simulation theory of the universe, and he was on Joe. He was on Joe Rogan, and on Joe Rogan, Joe fucking, because the whole deal with the simulation theory is we're either in a simulation theory or we're not. And basically, Nick Bostrom says we have to be in a simulation theory because we're still fucking here. And
here's my problem. What's it matter?
Well, that's what Joe was saying in a way, but he was more saying, okay, but we can not be in a simulation theory and it happened in the future, but it doesn't mean we're in one now. And Joe really got to fucking arguing with the dude because he didn't see the concept that he was basically answering a question he already knew the answer to. Now, when he was on Lex Friedman, he was so fucking dry that the questions he was answering didn't make sense. And I mean, but what do you mean? What does it matter?
I mean, what does it matter? All that is what people have been asking for millennia.
Yeah.
What happens after death?
Yeah.
That's just the answer to that question for him.
True. But it's not necessarily the answer to what happens after death. Because I mean, if we are in a simulation theory, if we live in a simulation universe, that's not true. Because if you're the main person in this simulation, everybody else is fucking, NPCs, then when this simulation ends, you continue on. You start another simulation. Are you, huh?
Next level.
You get to be the king next time in your simulation.
Well, I mean, that's really not that far of a variation from reincarnation.
It's not.
Reanimation.
It's not.
Or
it's not at all.
Anything like that. Really, to me, it all just comes down to what's life after death.
Yeah.
He pulled the simulation theory, and that's what he thinks happening, and good for him. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not going to affect how I live this life unless I truly believed everybody was an NPC. And I'm like, well, let's have some fun.
I can do whatever I want to do.
I'm going to go steal this car right out here.
Yeah.
I'm going to GTA it all around Van Texas.
And what are they going to do to you?
Exactly. They're going to put me in jail, and I'm going to have to live the rest of my simulated life in a cell. But, I'll sleep through that. I'll hit the A button a few times and be on to the next
That
one.
is a problem with the simulation theory. What is your feeling on what happens after death?
Well, as a Christian, I'd like to believe that I go to heaven and everything else.
Yeah.
But there's also an other side of that coin, and that's going to hell.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. That's a philosophical question for the ages.
I heard you're good at that, though.
In the right frame of mind, I can be.
Yeah.
I can be. I can be a deep philosophical person, but the mood's got to hit me just right.
So you need 2 more of those drinks.
Occasionally. Sometimes I wake up ready for it. And some days I'm just like.
Do you ever get that way where, I mean, you're fucking, everything's sort of going right, but you just feel like, what the fuck am I doing all this for? Why am I waking up, going to work, buying materialistic shit, and making everybody happy when I don't feel like this has a meaning?
Every day. My dream from about the time I was 18 to 25 was communal living.
Like backpack?
No. Like me and 4 other friends buy 60 acres and everybody's got a house on a corner.
Oh, yeah.
And in the middle is communal land that we all farm, raise animals, and everybody stays away from us. But the older I get, I realize, well, the federal government's just going to creep closer and closer to me, so there's really no need in fighting it. All they'll see it is as a resistance.
Yeah, it's a fucking cult.
And I also realize, in Texas, you never really own a piece of property ever. So
I know, that is so fucked up.
Some sort of revenue all the time. So why not go to work?
Yeah. My answer to that no revenue is to build a trust. If I ever win like the lottery or create something that makes billions of dollars, I'm going to fucking actually
trust.
I'm going to build something huge, like a big castle, and then make it into like a trust where my kids can't sell it, that something there is going to make an income, like fucking come in, see the castle, etc., have venues or something there. And my kids get paid off of it. Whatever's a proceed off of it goes to my kids, but they can't sell it. And it pays for itself. Because that's the only solution that I know. I mean, we all sit out here. We're not like other cultures where I revere my parents and my kids revere me, and then turn around as I get older, I think about how to make the family line happy and move forward. And, I might not be a doctor this time, but, my grandkid's going to be a doctor because we all got this mindset of moving forward. Mm-hmm. That's not our culture. We're way too fucking individualistic and way too self-centered.
Not to get into race too much, but I see that as being a white person problem.
It is.
Almost wholly a white person problem.
It is.
We care about number one, not about anything else.
Yeah.
But you can see that community-wise, too.
Like we're very tribalistic local, where I feel like other cultures are very tribalistic on the familiar line. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. On the family side, they are looking long-term, not short-term. And we're all this little, and it goes back to what I was talking about a second ago, how we get depressed so fucking quick because shit's not going our way. Or how we want to buy this and not think about, okay, 10 years down the road, what am I leaving?
No, I understand. But I think too many people are just depressed all the time.
Wow. Why do you think that is?
Like I say, I think it's because we're staying inside.
You do?
Yeah.
We should be farming or some shit?
We should be outside.
Yeah.
Just like when we were kids. Kids never depressed when they're outside.
No.
You start bringing them inside.
You got to use your imagination.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which you can do with computers now, but
it's not the same.
It's not.
Because I do that with computers, and I remember growing up having to fucking go out in the woods and camp, and I thought I was a fucking Texas Ranger, and I mean, it matters what day it was. I had all kinds of adventures. But I mean, everybody can't do that. So how do you take care of that when you got fucking big cities full of fucking people?
Get out of the big cities.
Everybody
can't.
Well, everybody's coming to Texas. You can definitely see that right now.
That's only because tech's coming. That'll slow down too.
You think it will?
Yeah, when tech gets established in Texas, it'll slow down at a gradual rate.
Okay.
But it'll never stop.
No.
Because another tech company will come in that does something with a computer chip for Tesla or whoever, so they need to be close to the factory, so they'll pop up. And then so on and so forth.
I got you.
But like I say, it just won't be as fast as it is right now.
Yeah. What do you, so as you're growing your business, when you, let's say you get 50 years old and will you ever open another location?
Not immediately. I don't know. That's been a question we've asked over the years, and that's just so much work.
It is.
One's hard. Two is borderline insanity.
Yeah.
You already spend all your waking time at one business.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to split that between two.
Yeah.
That's a hard road to hoe.
It is. But I mean, that's what I'm asking though, is when you get, let's say you're still doing a boutique, or let's say you pivoted and you're selling something else. Let's say you're selling fucking VR clothes in 15, 20 years. Are you leaving the business to your kids? Because that's what I look at sometimes.
If they want it, that's the same way my family was to me. Like, say, if y'all want to be a part of it, cool. We want that. But if not, it's not going to be something forced upon you.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying.
If that's what they want, nobody's going to stop them.
But what I'm getting at is, if you build this business up to be successful and then you die, what was the purpose?
Hopefully to continue on in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want. I mean, when you have your family-owned business, you want it to stay in the family.
Oh, yeah.
But eventually, those die. Or somebody comes in and buys it out and turns it into a corporate gig or a franchise gig, or you get to a kid that just...
Have you seen Yellowstone?
That's not for me. Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the big things why I like that show so much, is because they're sitting there trying to hold on to something that, to both kids at this point in time alive, neither one of them really gives a fuck. I mean, the younger kid that just come back from the military, he's done fucking left. He done wrote this bitch off, and he's the one that should take it. And the daughter, she's just doing it for her daddy. She does not give a fuck. And everybody's working so hard to keep something together that nobody fucking cares about. And when I sit back and I look at society,
well, it's only one of them cares about it deeply,
which is dad.
Yeah, they're doing it for him.
Yeah, but dad's not going to be around forever. And as dad, you sit there and you look at it and you say, okay, am I ever going to get through to these kids why I'm doing all this and what it fucking means? Because to me, he made something and has something that is good. And I look at that with my life and I'm saying, okay, what am I doing when I sit here on my fucking computer and I program in Python and I'm trying to create something?
And I understand your deal, but maybe in Yellowstone, John Dutton feels like it's something that it no longer is. He sees it as what he remembers it as when he was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not so much of what it is now. Now we got to kill people to keep what we have and everything else. Is it worth it?
Yeah, that's the question.
In some cases, it really is. I mean, I don't know, but I do know, like with the kids, if they want to be a part of it, great. If not, it'll be something for them to do when I'm gone. They'll have to decide what to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be theirs to take care of. They can either continue to run it, they can chop it up and sell it for parts. They can do whatever they want to.
We all have. Do you feel like we all have to live for something? Because I feel like sometimes we that's what causes a lot of problems in the world, and why people are so quick to jump on the fucking Trump bandwagon, or to believe the QAnon fucking shit, or want to go to war with Russia, is because you want to be a part of something. You want to believe in something.
I think that's just human. People look for a reason to live when things might not be going right around them.
Okay.
Like, say if a draft happened tomorrow, my life's good.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'll spend the rest of this war in a cell before you put me in front of some other people that I ain't got no problem with.
Yeah.
They ain't done nothing to me.
Yeah.
The only people they pissed off sit in a chair in Washington, and those people don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
They can, and I'll do what I'm going to do. Like I say, but I'm not. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Do you think
if it's important enough, they'll come off of those chairs on that hill and they'll go too.
Do you think that's even an option? You think there'll ever be another draft?
If things get bad enough.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we've already determined that draft is not going to work.
Yeah, but let's say I'm having a war with the rest of the world, me and my allies. I need all the people I can get. So I send those letters out. Report here. You've been drafted.
Yeah.
If 1 out of every 5 reports, how many did that add?
Yeah.
The rest go to jail. Who cares? Some of them will spend 2 nights in there and realize, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll go. Like, say.
But you'll spend the whole fucking time.
I'll sit there. Gladly.
You're not a pacifist, bro.
No, but I'm not going to fight somebody else's
bullshit
fight.
Yeah.
That's not my fight. Those people all the way on the other side of the globe, they don't even know who I am. They don't care who I am.
Yeah.
Like saying, I don't care about them at all.
So if we would have done something like that with the Iraqi or Afghanistan war, would you have done the same?
No. Wouldn't, no.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Like say, anytime an oil man is president, invades a country with oil, I have questions.
Yeah.
I have questions, and I think we've all determined that was the whole deal. Now
the Iraq deal,
we went for oil. They were an oil ranch company. Somehow, planes exploding that melted steel beams still left passports intact.
Oh, you don't buy
that we could find out who they were. That was question number one. Well, they're all from Saudi Arabia. Okay, we're going to Afghanistan, boys. But how does that work? How does that work? We can't steal the Saudis' oil because they can buy whatever army they want.
Oh, yeah. Saudis are...
But everywhere else, we can just take and go as we please. So, there's no way.
Well, I'm telling you, talking shit about the Saudis will get you killed. You heard?
Me and NBA are cool.
Oh, yeah?
MSB. What is it? What's his initials? Like, say, I get it. He locked his whole family up and arrested them for corruption and then corrupted the shit out of them when he took money from them.
And he...
Like, say...
Yeah. You know, they just killed a journalist because...
that was up in New York or something?
No, it was in Turkey. They killed him in Turkey, I think.
Weren't they after somebody in the U.S., a journalist?
Yeah, it was a United States journalist, but they killed him in actually took him out in Turkey. And have no qualms. Straight up said. And supposedly half of the fucking bugs that we got in our phones right now and on our computers is paid, or let me phrase this, they're bought by Saudi Arabia. Because if you talk shit about them, they want to be able to fucking know it. Yep.
Well, good for them. They got the money for it.
No, not good for them. Fuck that.
I don't care. I don't say nothing bad about them because they don't bother me. I don't just go out of my way to talk crap on countries across the globe because I don't.
That don't affect you.
Well,
yeah.
They don't affect me. And if they don't affect me personally, I never have a reason to talk about it.
Okay.
You know, like if some little thing pops up and I'm just like, oh, well, that was kind of shitty. Like, yeah, it was kind of shitty, but by the end of the day,
it's not my problem.
I've got no dog in that fight.
So if you had to pick a party, would you be a libertarian?
Anarchist.
You're not no fucking anarchist.
And those people on the 6 were wrong. The anarchy right, you burn it to the ground.
You know, I thought that's what they were going to do in fucking Portland.
Yeah, no, those are some hippies though. They can anarchy. They've been practiced.
Yeah.
They've been practiced and sharpened.
I got a good friend that lives up there, and he said it was fucking bad, dude.
We have some friends that just went from Denver to Portland, and like I say, they love it, but they'll give them a match and a reason.
They will fucking burn some shit down, man.
They're all a little crazy.
So to back up a second, you said something a second ago. You don't think that so you believe in conspiracies? Let's go with that.
Some, but for me to believe in a conspiracy, I have to see an end goal. Like I have to be able to picture why someone would do this. Like the conspiracy that the Q people believe that JFK Jr. is still alive. What's the end goal in that? But what if he is?
Hold on, the Q people believe that JFK Jr. is still alive?
Didn't die in a plane crash and is alive, and they all gathered on the grassy knoll where his daddy was shot not too long ago, waiting for him to come announce that he was still alive.
Do they believe that Elvis is alive as well?
And running with President Trump the next election. That's what they...
Running with President...
Yes.
So this is some new shit. I ain't heard this. This is crazy as fuck.
Like, you got to have an end result for a conspiracy to be right.
Yeah.
Like, if you take 9/11 was an inside job, I believe that. We go to a country rich in oil. We got an oil man president who gets out of office and immediately reaps the benefits of those rewards.
So you think it was set up?
Conspiracy. Man, if I had to roll the dice on it, yeah. He's even on tape saying...
Who's he?
George Bush.
Yeah.
Is on tape saying he would sacrifice 3,000 U.S. lives to save all of them. Well, and that was 2 weeks after 9/11 happened, and 3,000 people happened to die. I mean, it's just... Yeah, it's a conspiracy, but I think he's shady enough to do something like that.
George Jr.
Oh, all of them. They're all a bunch of... You know what they are.
Fuck. So, what other conspiracy you believe? Or let's just go back to the QAnon thing. You don't buy any of the QAnon shit?
Not at all.
I don't either. And I actually lost my Facebook behind finding out what the fuck because I didn't know what it was. I did some research and was like, who the fuck is this? Because I heard somebody talking about it.
Yeah.
And
they threw me off whenever
well,
they were
threw
saying
you off of what?
Of their whole deal when they first started.
Oh, okay. I thought you was on a group chat or some shit. Because you know people. You could have been part.
They lost me whenever they're like, y'all see when Donald Trump did these hand signals with his hands? He was giving us a message. Okay. Okay. We've all seen this. This is stalker is what it is. It's, did you see that actress smile at me when she walked past?
Yeah.
That means she wants me. That people have died for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I broke into fucking people's hotels and
that's
got
a
shot.
mental illness is all that is. There's giving you secret
So is
messages.
the QAnon shit still here? Because I heard somebody talking about it today.
For some people, it was never here for me. It was,
yeah, no, me either.
Ridiculous.
But I mean, is because supposedly Trump's going to run again, which I don't agree with. I don't think he should run.
I don't care. My life doesn't change from one president to the next.
Oh, it does.
In some aspect,
what are you paying for gas right now?
Oh, it's expensive.
Yeah,
it's expensive.
And I'm not saying Trump would have done better. I'm just saying it does change.
But some things I have seen, Trump wasn't good for the oil business.
No,
he was good for the consumer.
Yes,
that's it. Because we were buying foreign oil and everything else. How many oil companies went out of business when Trump was president? Hundreds.
A lot. Because we had a downturn in the oil industry while Trump was president.
Yeah. And so what really gets me is when all these oil guys are like, we need Trump back. Well, what did he do for you the first time? I mean, you might have kept your job, but 3 of your buddies lost theirs. Because it was like 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 businesses went under him. And that's because he was paying other countries to produce it cheap.
Yeah.
Which brought the cost down, which was good for everybody driving around.
So what do you feel about globalization? Because that's what we're talking about.
In the fact, just consumer-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like everything else. Capitalism, communism, they all have good points, but they all have bad points. No. I don't think you'll ever come across a system that works.
But you got to weigh shit out, man. You gotta weigh, is this beneficial? I really feel like it's coming. It's got to happen. It's where the future is going to be. It has to.
Oh, it has to, because we're all realizing that we're all the same.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if I'm here in Texas and you're in Ohio, or I'm here in Texas and you're in the Congo, or wherever. We're all the same. We all have the same basic needs, and we all have the same basic responsibilities as everybody else. And I think greed plays a point to where it keeps it from happening.
It keeps globalization from happening?
To a point, yeah.
Okay.
You want to keep the poor, mineral-rich countries in Africa, you want to keep them poor so you can steal everything they have.
Yeah.
Which China's very good at.
That's what I don't understand. And this has come up a lot with some of my research on technology recently is, the Tesla car. Everybody keeps saying, look, everybody wants a Tesla right now. We're pushing for energy resilience and everybody having electric vehicles. But supposedly everybody can't have electric vehicles because the reason they can't is because there's not enough lithium. And when I sit there and I sit back for a second, I'm like, okay, hold on. There's got to be a solution to this. There's something. But there's another side of me that thinks everybody keeps saying the biggest mines for lithium is in Africa. Then why the fuck are those countries not doing good?
Oh, the people running that country is doing very well. You'll have a poor African nation with one leader, and that one leader is balling it up wherever in the world he wants to, but everybody else is poor. I mean, the same thing happens in China in mines. I mean, or Cambodia or wherever. You got one person running the show who's doing really well, and then...
Do you think that shit will change?
When we start mining asteroids.
That's something I talked the other day. I had a lady on here from NASA, and that's something I brought up.
I listened to that whole thing last night while I was getting...
What'd you think?
I enjoyed her a lot.
I did too.
Well, I didn't enjoy you, but I enjoyed everything she had to say.
It was remote.
It was informative.
Yeah.
Informative.
She was really on point, and there was a lot more questions. She went back on. She told me she'd love to come back on. So I mean, it was really good. But that's something that I feel like is going to be the future. I mean,
there's plans for it already. There is.
There's got to be.
They're just waiting for one to get close enough and they can try it out.
Yeah, I mean, we know sort of what's in a lot of asteroids. Mm-hmm. There's fucking hundreds of thousands of asteroids out there that's floating on the same orbit. All we gotta do is go get it. And
well, look at the Van Allen belt.
Yeah.
There's billions of asteroids right there, right for the taking, that have more than just rock.
Yeah.
But we just don't have.
Supposedly, there's a lot of gold on the moon.
We're all made up of the same basic material.
Yeah.
Every planet. Some are just gas. Some are.
Well, you're a conspiracy guy. You think we went to the moon?
I find it very suspect that we don't have the same technology to go now, and that we erased a lot of the data that we had from there.
Do you know that we were supposed to go to the moon this year? Again, put humans back on the moon? I didn't know that. And that was one of the reasons why I got with her and actually did an interview, because I did not know that we were scheduled. NASA was scheduled to go back to the moon this year.
I think if we did go to the moon, we've never seen pictures of that.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I always ask myself if I've seen some shit and read some shit that makes me believe that it's possible for us to fake it. And would we have faked it? Yes. To beat the Russians, I feel like we would have faked it if we couldn't do it. And I've seen some shit that makes me believe, but I always ask myself the question of, could we have got fucking away with it? I don't think we could have got away with faking going to the moon.
I don't think so either. But if you had one person, like, say we did go, and they're like, okay, in national interest, we're going to keep these pictures to us. Let's fake some pictures.
Okay.
That's one guy taking pictures.
Yeah.
And then the CIA takes care of him. Like, or they pay him out the ass.
I think we went. But the whole reason I don't give any credit to the people that say we did not go is because I don't believe we could have fucking faked it and kept it faked. Yeah, I know technology wise we could have, but I do not feel like,
unless it was strictly mission control and the astronauts. Those are all military people. They all know guidelines. They all follow guidelines.
Do you think they can follow them that fucking long to their death? And that's the deal. Being a fucking hero in the nation to repeatedly know you're fucking fake and be somebody like Buzz Aldrin.
Have you listened to Buzz Aldrin?
I have.
Or any of the other ones here? Like
I have not. Well, they're old. They're fucking. Oh, you're talking about saying
Buzz Aldrin? Every time he talks about going to the moon, I think a little less we went to the moon.
Seriously?
Yes. He always says something that just leaves you like, now why would he say it like that? Like,
oh, I gotta listen now. You got me perked.
Like, why? But like, say if we did go, it doesn't really matter to me if we went or not. We never saw those pictures.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? That's
because I'm never going to the moon. I'm never going. I mean, I have a heart enough. I get on an airplane just fine. Put me in a rocket, it'll be like a chimpanzee on meth. I'm bouncing around.
I guess to me, it would be
it's
one
a
of those
huge scientific feat.
Yeah,
but
that we believe about ourselves. And if you're basically telling me that a human has never actually left this planet and landed on another fucking rock, and that we've lied to ourselves, our government has lied to us for 30, 40 fucking years.
Oh, I believe they would do that quickly.
On something that big?
On everything.
And the whole world agrees with it. Well, I don't want to say the whole world agrees. I think there's some people in China that says in China government that says it's fake. Americans never went to the moon.
Say, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, what I'd like to think we have, and something has gone because we can shoot a laser off of it and the laser returns.
Yeah.
So something has been there.
Yeah.
Whether it was just a probe or whatever. I mean, something has been to the moon.
Yeah.
And I really like the Chinese rover pictures of the moon. Have you seen that?
I have.
It's brown.
Well, that's a filter. It's not brown. It's a grayish.
No, but it's dirt.
Oh yeah, it's dirt.
Like dirt you walk out here and
it's
find.
Not dirt
not
you
like
walk out here.
Dust, not like gray concrete.
Okay, I gotta pay attention. So you thinking it's not the moon dust that fucking cakes up everywhere and like it was in the pictures? Because we're back to we really didn't go and the pictures are fake.
Well, just because we went doesn't mean we've seen the actual pictures.
Okay, let me rephrase this. Do you feel that the video we see of Buzz Aldrin bouncing around with his footprint on the moon is not real? That's not him really being on the moon.
Maybe.
No,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think about the moon landing at all. At all. But, I never think about it.
All right, what do you think the government's lied to us about? And don't say everything. Because that's what basically I'm nailing down to.
I think they've lied to us about taxation.
That matters. Let me phrase. That matters to you.
Taxation.
Okay.
I don't think we need the taxes that we have.
But how did they lie to us about that?
That they need it. They need money to spend is what they need. But they don't need as much money as they get.
Well, we know that. Nobody needs as much fucking money as they get. I mean, have you seen my taxes? I don't know what you pay, but dude, I could afford, I'm gonna fuck up when I say this, I could afford 2 wives with the amount of fucking taxes I pay.
I just don't like any of them. I feel like nobody should have the right to tell me what I do and don't do. I feel like...
To what point, though?
To any point. I feel like 98% of people are good.
Yeah?
All good. I mean...
But we're not talking about people.
A little bit? Yes. But I feel like if I want to stand on my property, and it doesn't matter if it's in the middle of a city or wherever, I should be able to do whatever I want to.
Okay, so let's bring that in. Seatbelts. Do you think the government should have made seatbelts mandatory?
No, that's just a way for them to tax you.
Okay.
Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
But they don't care about my safety on any given day. What it was, we can collect $200 off this Saturday.
You really feel that way?
Yeah.
No shit.
They don't care about our safety at all. Like, for them to say, you have to wear a seatbelt to be safe. That's just a way for them to say, hey, if we catch you without a seatbelt, we're going to take $200 away from you.
Damn it, boy. You're alpha fucking...
I mean, that's just how I feel.
You don't trust it, huh?
No, at all. At all.
Would you ever run for office?
Maybe one day.
Yeah?
Maybe one day. But I wouldn't have very much support around here.
What do you fucking mean you wouldn't have no support? There's a lot of people out there that's crazy like you.
That's about right.
It is, though. I mean...
Like I say, I don't believe they have the right to do that. I don't believe police especially don't have the right to pull me over while I'm traveling from point A to point B. I think they should be like fire and EMS. Sit your ass at the station until somebody calls for you.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
You know, I have a big, and I'm a big law enforcement supporter, but I have a big complaint right now. And my complaint is these motherfuckers labeling their cars with these, for example, a black Tahoe with a dark fucking gray police sticker on it.
Well, we're a police state, and you can tell that by our emergency vehicles. We got emergency vehicles everywhere that don't look like emergency vehicles. And
that's my problem.
You go to England. What do their cars look like? They're bright as hell.
You're exactly right.
I can find you if I need you.
That's my point.
Hiding for a reason. And that's just to extort you.
I raise my kids. If you see a cop, go up, shake his hand, say hello, tell him your name, learn his name, because
we raise our kids very differently.
When you need that cop, or in this day and age, when that cop needs you, either or, I want you not to be scared of the cop. The deal is, if you fucking paint your car where my kid can't tell if your car is a cop car, he's not going to go near you. He's not going to go tell. He's not going when something fucking goes wrong. He's not going to be able to run over there and get you. You're all up. Well, call the line. No, motherfucker. If my kid's in jeopardy, he needs to know you're the person that's supposed to be there to help him. And I don't feel this whole shit with the color and cars. Just like you said, go to another country.
No, it's to extort you. That's it. I'm hiding in plain sight so I can see you do something wrong. That's all that is. And that's what they say to me when I see that.
Yeah.
It's a black car with gray stickers.
Yep.
That you have to see in the right light.
I can't stand it.
You have to see it because there's no lights anywhere on this thing.
It just looks like fucking stand
murdered out Tahoe.
And I get there's going to be times where you need a fucking cop car that does not look like a cop car. Okay? But that should not be the regular fucking police cruisers.
For what though?
Oh no. If you're doing undercover work, then you don't need a regular car.
Well, if you're undercover, you shouldn't be in one of those cars anyway. You should be in a standard little bitty old Jimmy wagon that looks like every other car on the block.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in that.
No.
What are you doing? You're hiding in plain sight to extort people.
What do you mean that we teach our kids different? Well, what's your thought on
I
cops?
teach my kids that in most traffic stops, you can see this. They're looking for a reason to get you.
Yeah.
They're looking for a reason. I've been pulled over before, nothing in the car on me, but I had long hair.
Yeah.
I smell something coming out of the vehicle. I need to search it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're looking for a reason.
Yeah.
You're looking for a reason. And in college, it was really bad because my friend Ricky happens to be a black man.
Yeah.
And we were in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
We go riding around, going to Panama City or wherever. If we get pulled over, I can bet you $1 to a donut, and I'm just using donut as a reference, not an insult. We're getting pulled out of this car and we're getting searched.
Yeah.
I have long hair. I'm with a black guy. We're getting searched. Like say it was just an extortion ring is all it was. And that's all I've ever seen it as.
Man. So I know a couple cops, and I don't feel, and I'm not saying that,
too. And they're really good guys.
That's my point.
They're good people.
But that's how I judge everybody.
They're on the level with me. That's fine.
I judge everybody that way.
If they pull me over, I'm not answering any of their questions.
I'm with you on that.
Like, say, where are you coming from? That's none of your business.
Yeah.
Where are you headed? Same answer. That's also none of your business. Well, I smell something. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You better call a dog and hope he gets here within 15 minutes. Otherwise, it's not legal.
You know that they have something I've been hearing about a lot recently was they have these new training classes where they can supposedly train you or the police officers to detect when someone is inebriated or on drugs, etc. That just does not make any fucking sense. And they're using it repeatedly in the wrong situations.
Imagine that.
And having big fucking blow ups.
Well, if you're a cop, how do you get a promotion? Arrest and tickets?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, so you got to find a reason. Just like that, what's his name in Florida that just got arrested? He was a cop, but he got 197 drug busts. He planted 197 drugs, and he finally got caught.
Yeah.
But if that one good cop, one good one, and you know more than that.
I know a lot. I see what you're saying.
On almost 200 drug stops.
Yeah.
Another one had to see him. One had the nuts to stand up and say, he did that.
Yeah.
And then they start looking back. Well, he did it on all of these. But he's a lieutenant now. So he got arrested for like a week and a half and then got to resign, but nothing happened to him. He ruined almost 200 lives and nothing happened.
There's some bad shit out there. There's definitely bad shit.
Oh yeah. And you go looking for a bad cop. What happens when you find one? He can do whatever he wants.
True. But I mean, that's life though. I mean, like you said a second ago, the majority,
they stay at the house like fire and EMS. When you call for police, you get police. Because the only thing getting caught on these little roads is occasionally a big drug bust. Which, if you're a free person, you should be able to do whatever substance you want.
Yeah,
that's not. As long as you pay your bills and everything, you should be able to do whatever you want.
I'm with you. I'm a libertarian on that issue.
It's not about safety. It's about money.
Yeah, it's always been about money.
They'll find misdemeanor amounts on people and take them to jail, but that's it.
Yeah,
and then it's speeding.
Do you think?
It's extortion.
I heard that Oregon was all the way completely open.
No, it's decriminalized a lot of things. Everything.
I heard everything. That's what I'm saying. I heard everything.
Everything, and good for them.
That's how I feel. I'm that way on a lot of shit, and even the seatbelt.
Don't say we're a free country if you don't mean it. And free means I can do whatever I want on my property.
Everybody in America doesn't say we're a free country.
Oh, I know, but
and I agree with you.
That comes from the top. We live in a free nation.
Well, that's what we want to live in, and I don't know. I feel like that you should be able to do exactly what you're saying. Do whatever the fuck you want to do
in your backyard, and you pay all your bills, and you take care of your stuff. As a grown man, you should be able to do heroin in your backyard.
But I don't want your I don't want your mom and daddy calling saying, "Hey, look, we need some help because he's doing heroin." In which not you in particular, but I'm saying someone that is, and that's where it happens is, And the same thing with the no drunk driving thing. I get. Okay. The whole support behind the no drunk driving. People are dying because somebody else is behind the wheel. Yeah. They're killing people. I get that. But for someone to actually go out at their house and ruin their fucking life with drugs, as long as they're not out there fucking robbing somebody for the drug habit, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Exactly.
But that's not how it happens.
Oh, I understand. Some people can't handle things.
No.
But some people can't handle alcohol. Some people can't handle cigarettes. Some people just have a vice for everything.
I feel like that a lot of times alcohol is the worst drug that's out there. And I drink a lot of alcohol, but I can control my alcohol.
Yeah.
I do not like, I know people that when they grab a fucking 6-pack of beer, that's
turns into a 12-pack real quick.
Because they want to get drunk. That's their goal.
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite.
They're
hate
not just here
drunk.
having a good time, casually having a cocktail, whatever, and we'll go on about our night.
Yep.
Be fine. But like say, some people just can't handle anything.
No.
But how do you tell them not to do something? And you can't.
You can't. You gotta put them out of your life.
Exactly. But look at all the countries and states. Since Oregon has decriminalized everything, they've put safe houses like they did Planned Parenthood in poor communities.
What are you talking about?
They have places where people can go get clean needles, go to a room, shoot up, and dispose of that needle properly, so there's no longer a needle on the ground.
Okay.
Which is good for the community.
We found a fucking needle down here at the four-way.
Exactly. But that's huge for the community. You know what I mean? Now they have a clean needle, so they're not passing what they have off to their partner who's doing it with them.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. They can dispose of that needle, so a kid doesn't find that needle and all of a sudden, oh, look, cool.
Oh, I know. Poke.
Yep. Like say, that's huge for the community. That's huge.
Yeah.
That takes care of a huge issue right there. And also with HIV, that takes care of a huge issue.
How far does that go though? Because I get the heroin with the needles. Does that go to crack pipes? Because recently I heard that Biden was giving out supported.
Yeah, those places give out.
But do you feel the same way about crack pipes?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I get the needle because you can poke.
They
can poke yourself.
Same thing. How many people have,
I don't know shit about smoking crack, so
I don't either. But I
just can't imagine a pipe is you're transferring the same disease you're transferring the same badness.
I honestly wouldn't think so since it's not going to the bloodstream.
Yeah,
but I mean,
no, I'm not saying I want crack pipes in my street.
As long as you can get a clean one. I mean, I don't know.
But who supports that? Who would you give money to support a business or not a business, a nonprofit that's giving free crack pipes away to crackheads?
Yeah.
Why? Explain that to me.
Because you look at all these other nonprofits who do huge research, but they only donate 10% of their earnings to research. Okay. Other than that, they're just raking in cash.
I get you're saying just you got bad people out there. Let's go with this one that straight tells you the truth. I get that, but that's saying just because this is shit, then I should believe in this. That's just saying because the Democrats are fucking shady motherfuckers, then I should be a Republican. I'm not going to be a Republican just because somebody else is a shady motherfucker.
But you can also see the research, like when Argentina, the whole country legalized everything.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, after the ones who couldn't control themselves
died out,
either died off or realized they had a real problem and got to rehab.
Yeah.
Youth ODs went way down.
Okay.
They could see it. You know what I mean? It was no longer
exactly what you're saying.
It was no longer a myth.
Yep.
This can happen to me. It's not like, oh, well, that's just something we learned in health class. This will never happen to me. I'll try it once, and now all of a sudden I'm hooked to it.
That's always been a big deal with the drugs. It's not a lot of people that try drugs for the first time. It's not because they want to do drugs. It's because they want to do something that's not right. They want to push the line. Yeah. And it's like when we were growing up and we were not even fucking kids yet, and we snuck in, we took a drink of the alcohol that's mom or dad's. It's because we want to feel like we can do big.
I got to do what a grown up did.
Yep. And a lot of people, I think, when they first do some kind of drugs, it's because of that.
Yeah. But when you legalize it and
it takes it away,
all of a sudden, more people start doing it, and you see the bad side effects just along with everything else. You realize that's dumb, man. That's not for me. Or you think, moderation, whatever your kick is, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
while we're on this, and I got your hippie ass on here, what do you think about the homeless situation that's going on in America right now? And I'm going somewhere with this because somebody made me think about something yesterday.
I don't think it'll ever be fixed. And the reason
Do you think we have a problem right now? And why do we have that problem?
I think, I don't know. I have mixed feelings because you look at someplace like Slab City, for instance.
Yeah.
I've been fascinated with Slab City for a long time, only because nobody bothers them.
Yeah.
The police refuse to go out there. I mean,
It's a little anarchist country.
Yeah, nobody bothers them, and they're all homeless.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of them want. And that some homeless just like being vagabonds.
They do.
They like being transient. They like being here for so long, hopping on a car and then going.
I had a guy on the podcast that identifies himself as a transient. And he fucking goes from town. He has a van, but he works. He goes from this town to this, but he identifies himself as a transient. And it freaked the fuck out of me because I don't understand that. I don't understand. I mean, I understand moving around, going and seeing shit, but to identify yourself as saying you're a transient. And where I was getting with this about the homeless is, do we have a homeless problem in this area?
Not until you hit, and I wouldn't classify it as a problem, but you don't really see homeless until you hit Metroplex or.
Do you think? That's why I'm asking.
Well, you have Tyler, and Tyler has a population. It actually has its own little city of homeless people.
Yeah.
That you never see tucked in the woods.
That's right. I've seen those woods.
And like say,
I used to drive big trucks at one time. And if you're driving big trucks and you come in on, I believe it's 271, and you're high enough and you look over those trees, you can see the homeless living down there in tents by that. I think it's Berkshire's.
Yeah. But how many of those people would change their situation if they could?
And that's not where I'm getting at.
I mean,
I'm getting at the homeless community has been so big recently because of COVID, because of people losing their jobs. I don't feel like we, as in East Texas, especially in the Van area, Van Zandt County, Smith County. Well, I won't say Smith County, but the Van Zandt County area has seen that big of a homeless population.
No.
Except recently, I've been seeing a lot of what I would classify as homeless people. I don't know their situation, but I'm seeing a lot of people walk around that I see over and over and over. And I've seen situations, and this is really why I'm asking this question, because I know I really think I'm going to know your standpoint on this. I was driving an alternative route to work one morning, and I come up on a cop car sitting there with his headlights on, pointing off in the woods. Nothing's fucking moving. Okay. And I slowed down because in my brain, something's wrong. His lights are not on. He's not moving. He's got his headlights on. Something's not right. So I slow way the fuck down, and I realize that he's actually pointed as an entryway into a driveway, but right before a cattle guard. And there's somebody right in his fucking headlights sleeping. And he's standing there high beaming the fuck out of this person. He hasn't got out of his car, and that person hadn't moved because it was in a corner. I could see it. I want to say a minute and a half, which is a long fucking time for people to move. And I know that other cities, counties, countries have policies for homeless. And those policies might not be what we believe in. And a lot of people don't know what their policy is. And after seeing that, and somebody else recently started talking about homeless, started making me question what our policy in this area was for homeless. Because I really feel like our policy, especially if they don't fucking live here or they don't have family here, is pester them till they fucking leave. And I don't know if I want that to be my policy. I don't know that I don't want that to be my policy, but I don't know that I want it to be. And I don't know where I'm at.
Well,
So I'm looking for other opinions. What should our policy be if we started getting fucking homeless people?
Well, first of all, if you don't have an outreach program, your policy is always going to be out of sight, out of mind.
I know.
Like say, if there's zero outreach, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Not my person, not my problem, not my concern.
And is that what do you think that's what our policy is right now? It's nobody's concern. It's not nobody's people, and our cops and law enforcement are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want to do?
No.
You don't think it is?
I mean, do they do that? Maybe. I mean,
but you don't think that's our policy?
I don't think it should be.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I don't know if I do or I don't.
Like say, I've always been under the concern of, and I've heard this all my life around here, is you see somebody with a sign or something, looking for a handout, and they're like, I'm not giving it to them. They're just going to go buy drugs.
Yeah.
I've always been under the other concern, which I hardly ever have cash, but on the rare occasion I do, and it's under a 20, I'll give it to them.
See, I'm the opposite. If they're a vet, I'm going to give them something because I feel like they're going somewhere, they're dealing with something, and they're not here for a little while. No. But if it's a regular person that I don't feel like is a vet, I automatically think, motherfucker, I'm trying to find people to work for me right now. You can go to work. I'm not giving you shit. And that's my personal opinion.
Maybe so, but I still, if it's under a 20, I'll give it to them. And it's not my business what they do with it.
No.
Say they do go buy crack with my $10.
Yeah.
What if that one hits rock bottom for them and they turn around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
I got you.
Or say they are trying to work on themselves and they go get a hot meal or whatever. Maybe that $10 was the last they needed to go get a hotel room and get a shower and, maybe go look for a job. So who knows?
What you're saying is that $10 is not about them. It's about you. And that's what sometimes we can be that selfish.
I like to think I'm helping. Yeah.
We can be that fucking selfish.
But if I didn't think I was helping, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
I do know.
You can look at it both ways. I mean, if I didn't do anything, I'm just one more person not doing anything.
Yeah.
If I do something, I feel good about myself, but maybe I helped.
That's something I'm looking into right now.
And not hurt.
I really want to see
hurt them with a $10 bill, but I'd prefer to think that I helped, not hurt.
Yeah. And well, I mean,
that should always make you feel good when you help somebody.
It should. But I mean, I don't feel that way about any of our big nonprofits. If I give money to any of our big nonprofits, I do not feel like I'm helping somebody.
My big one is the one who gets all the recognition. They got Pink Out and everything else. Susan G. Komen.
Okay.
They only give 10% of their proceeds to cancer research.
Yeah.
And their CEO rakes in almost $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
What kind of nonprofit is this? You just made $500,000 in a year.
Oh yeah.
You don't. If she made that, then you got to know the 10% was maybe in the billions.
Oh yeah.
Great. But I don't think it should be that little. That's a tax write-off.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. I don't know how that works because I've thought about what do you feel about how taxes should be? Should it be a flat tax? Should it be the rich give more than the poor? If you were in charge, what kind of tax system would you put up?
One tax.
What does that mean? A flat tax?
It means I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
But it'd only be once a year. Not, okay, well, you paid your taxes, now you got property tax. You paid your property tax, okay, now you got sales tax.
Yeah.
Okay, you got sales tax, now you got to register your car, which is a tax.
Yes.
It's not for anything else. Okay. It just goes on and on. Like say, it's a never-ending tax system.
It is.
A never-ending
I pay
tax
a lot
system.
of fucking taxes.
So let's say I miraculously came up with a number with a 30% tax for everybody.
Okay.
That's it. 30%.
It's a flat tax.
That's it. You're not getting property taxes anymore. If you have a deed to that land is yours.
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
The state can take that. Yeah, but that's how I would.
That's definitely not how it works.
No, it's not. But like say, I think that's how it should be, though.
That's been one of my problems.
But nobody pays me for my ideas either.
Well, they can, though. You're going to run for office one day, remember?
You backing me?
I will back you.
Okay.
I'll be 100% honest right now, Taylor. And I'm fisting to do a whole bunch of podcasts with city council members here in Van and mayors.
You got Drew Cole coming on?
I think so.
I went to school with Drew.
I actually think so. I reached out to all the Congress members running for office right now and offered all of them to come on and do what we're doing right now. Not a debate, not with two people.
My precinct on there, I want to be in the damn room. Me and him got some stuff to talk about.
Well, see, that's what I don't want to do. Because I don't know all these people. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like our city knows all these people.
Oh, they don't, because most of them don't care.
I know. And that's my point. And a lot of people has started listening to this podcast. And even if they're not, This can be something somebody goes back to and listens to on their own time. And as I'm moving forward with this is I'm having to. I honestly have not decided who I'm voting for on any spot in this coming elections for the city. My wife has, but I haven't. And the sign that's in the front yard, that's her sign. It's not mine. And I'm going to, until I hear everybody out and they tell me who they are, I'm not going to, because I got questions about certain things. Like I want a pool in Van. Okay. That was my only issue when some of the council members come to me and say, pool's been gone for years.
Oh, really?
It's filled in.
Because when I was in high school, there was a pool.
There was. And it went away. They filled it back in. And because of money and everything else and how much it was going to take to remake it and get it upkeep. Well, since they did that, I've been, hey, what the fuck? We need a pool back. And so recently, council members come to me and said, hey, look, will you vote for me in this election? And I'm like, what's your standpoint on the pool? Well, I feel like we should have it back. Well, it's going to be a little while. Okay. And so as this went along and I've talked to these other council members, that's been my goal. Hey, what's your standpoint on the pool? Well, all of them have said that, they support a pool except for one. One straight up told me it's a fucking bad idea. La, la, la. And I'm like, okay, stop. I'm doing a podcast.
Well, let me tell you what. I feel like that was the only one who was honest with you.
Which is fucked up because
it's fucked up, but at least they were honest.
That's my point. Why it's fucked up is because that's my issue. And then you have to give credit to somebody that's willing to tell you why something's not right. And a real person's got to sit back and evaluate.
Well, I think you got to give them credit for taking an unpolitician stance in a politician moment.
It was great.
The most politician thing they could do for you was say, oh, I like a pool. We'll talk about a pool. But they didn't. They said, no, but let me tell you why.
It made me back up and say, is she right? And I might be giving people away by saying she or he or whatever, but it made me back up and ask myself, does me wanting a pool really fucking stupid? Because it could be. I'm not. Look, I weigh everything in reality.
Yeah, but what if that got your foot in the door to have this person on this podcast?
It did.
And ask questions.
It did.
And then realize, oh, well, this person's getting my vote because of other reasons. But the only reason I wanted you on here in the first place was because you were honest with me.
Honest and told me to fuck off on a pool. I even had one that says I'm for the pool. But the real question is, what do you feel about the pool? And shut me all the way fucking down.
That was a politician move.
You really don't care what my position is. I mean, you don't really have a position. You care what I want my position to be. So you can
so you can tell me what I want to hear.
Oh God. And that is what I have a problem with a lot of politicians.
That's the status quo of politicians.
And that's why I would never run. And I think you should.
And it's really insensitive of me to say, but that's how I refer to him as wheelie bars, only because I just don't respect this man whatsoever, and I hate that he's back on the Greg Abbott.
You don't like Greg Abbott?
No,
I think you're against wheelchairs.
No, I'm not. Wheelchairs are a great thing, but like I said, good Lord, man, you shut us all down. You shut the state. You shut free business and enterprise down for COVID. It's not your job to keep me safe. That's my job. And when you said we had to shut down, otherwise we'd be ticketed or arrested or all this other stuff. Yeah. You're a politician. Keep on moving. Okay. I'm done with you.
I am not defending Greg Abbott right now. Okay, I'm going to take that back. I am. I wasn't in your situation, so I don't fully know what you had going on because you were a business owner. But I can say I feel like he did the least shutdown out of every other fucking state. And he pushed as hard as he could to get us back up as quick as he can. And he pushed to keep us fucking up when everybody else was shutting back down. Am I wrong? You're the one living it. I don't know.
I mean, I guess so, but it all goes back to that thing that I've heard my whole life. And that's well, you live in a free nation. Well, he just told me to shut my doors.
He did.
Like, say, that's not free.
Oh, the whole COVID thing to me.
I mean, if I live in a free nation, don't tell me when I can and can't open my business.
Then on your...
But what really ticked me off more than anything was, like, say, it was only essential, and we were classified as non-essential because we sell clothing.
I have a big problem.
But he routed them right to Walmart and right to Target, selling the same shit
big problem
I was selling except for food. And they weren't just buying food. They were buying clothing and everything else at the time.
I was.
So he was killing small business is what he was
killing
doing.
The fuck out of small business.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's the solution to that? What's the solution to
I
me?
was in that situation at the time, I'd like to think I'd just tell people, these are the precautions we ask people to take. These are the precautions that we suggest people make. But I'm only in a role to give this to you. It's not my job to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think that's just how it would be. Now, when it came to government issues in my building that I'm in control of, and my people I'm in control of, then it's my decision what they do and don't do.
Yeah.
But
Taylor Ellis for governor right now.
Don't put me in control.
Why?
I don't know.
What if you were in control?
I don't know that I want it.
But
I think you have to have something physically, or not physically, but mentally wrong with you to want to be in a position of power. That's why I don't trust presidents. You have to have something wrong with you to want that.
But you think they just, every president, you think they just woke up and like, you know what, I'm fucking running for president? Or do you think there's 40 people around them like, you need to run for president?
Oh, I think that's a lot of it. But
so they didn't choose that necessarily. They had to make a decision.
No, a lot of people's career paths have led to where they're at.
Well,
now.
yeah, I agree with you.
And that's all it's ever led to.
George Bush Jr.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden too.
He's never worked a real job.
No, fuck Joe Biden. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm definitely.
All of them.
I'm not a fan.
I ain't found a one I like.
Which,
like say, I would.
What about Ross Perot? Did you like Ross Perot?
Yeah, I was too young.
You were completely too young? Because, I mean, I was young.
The first president I remember, we had a mock election when I was in grade school.
Did you run?
No. We were voting on real president. It was Bill Clinton versus...
You're not that fucking young. You don't remember Reagan? At all? So I was...
Wasn't Bush and Reagan in like 80-something?
Oh, yeah.
I was born 89.
Oh, yeah, you are fucking young.
The very earliest one I remember was Bill Clinton versus somebody else.
So I remember the Reagan years. I was young. I mean, I was 4, 5, and 6, but I remember and which is something you're the perfect one to ask then. So all this bullshit going on with Putin and nuclear weapons and everything, and everybody getting scared of us putting him in a fucking bind where he has no out, and him saying, you know what, fuck y'all, and pushing the button. That mindset is back on.
I think he's too smart, man. I don't think he would do that. Now, did he just blow up a nuclear power plant? Yeah. But that is different somewhat.
Not much.
From hitting a button and just sending nukes out.
But the possibilities there.
And here's my question. Why is he invading Ukraine?
Why?
You
tell me.
I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. I've looked at it and I've gotten several different assumptions. And one of those assumptions, I mean, I'm on board with Putin.
What?
I mean, if NATO's trying to invite Ukraine in,
yes,
and Russia already has a treaty with Ukraine, you can't have nuclear weapons, you can't have any of this stuff, and they're not abiding by that at all right now.
Yes.
Wouldn't we do the same thing to Mexico or Canada?
We would. And we had this, me and Easton had this conversation.
We'd do the same thing.
Yes.
If Mexico was like, okay, we're going to join an alliance with
Venezuela
Russia and China.
Yep.
And we're going to be right here against your border. Absolutely not.
Yeah, like fucked up.
Here comes a tank and some A-10s.
Yep.
Your country's going to be a pile by the time we're done with
it.
Like say, I don't understand. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing.
I think that's only one layer. I think there's multiple layers. I think part of it is that there's some shit going on in the background with economics. Ukraine is a very, very mineral rich country. And that pipeline goes right through Ukraine. There's a lot of other shit going on. And I honestly don't think he's going to take all Ukraine. I think that if he would have just went into the provinces that he had his Russian speakers at and stopped there, I don't think they would let him keep it.
Kyiv and all that.
Yeah. I think if the only way he can back out and get that is to
not Crete, but Crimea.
Yeah, Crimea. Is he can go all the way and then back up and take it. It's like me fucking, when we play poker, I sit there and I fucking take 25 cents of yours. Okay. I'm really going for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But right now, this is all I can get.
Well, that's a perfect example.
Chessboard. Definitely a chessboard.
I mean, that's a perfect example. But I'm not so sure it's not just a show of force. Like, hey, look what I can do if I want to do. You're not joining NATO.
I don't think they were ever going to join NATO.
I mean, I don't care one way or another, but like say, even if it was in the talks and already have a treaty with this country saying no, but they're talking like they're going to,
yeah,
I'll just show you I can do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it.
I don't think it's over. I can definitely tell you that. No. And I don't think Russia's going to lose, which is not a good thing.
No, as long as we're not crossing into Ukraine, which I don't believe we do, I don't believe NATO will do, as long as it's just Ukraine versus Russia, Ukraine doesn't have the power to withstand it.
Talking about that, and you're looking at it on a larger scale, because all of a sudden, all the European nations, their defense spending just went up. Every one of them. Do you believe in the Illuminati, big somebody group up there pulling strings?
I do believe our president has a boss, and it's not us. I believe he answers to people.
Do you really?
I don't necessarily believe in Illuminati and secret symbols and all this national treasure bull crap.
Yeah.
But I do believe that there are powerful enough people across the globe that tells people this is what we're doing. And I don't think they care who you are. If you happen to be a president, you happen to be a president. I mean,
yeah.
And I think one of them was just suicided not too long ago.
How do you think Maxwell's going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I think as long as she keeps her mouth shut, she'll be safe. And I don't think they have a problem with her keeping her mouth shut. But I see something happening to her, and it's not going to be her. She's going to go back to wherever she came from, live in a castle, and nobody's ever going to see her again.
You think so?
Yeah. I really don't doubt that's what happened to this last guy.
Oh, you don't think he's dead?
I mean,
he's there QAnon.
Maybe not. But there were 2 reports from guards that said he's not in there.
No shit. See, I haven't heard that.
The guards of that night said he was wheeled into a medical transport van, and then he didn't return to his cell.
What do you think was going on with all that shit?
Man, he had names. He had names and people that were doing some horrific stuff.
Why? Why did he have that?
Blackmail, man.
But for what purpose?
Whatever purpose he deemed necessary.
You just think he was his own individual?
No. He was working for somebody.
Who?
I don't know. Could have been Mossad. He's got ties to Mossad. He's got ties to AI6 in UK. He's got ties to CIA. He's got ties to all of them. I mean, you can't deny it. He's got ties to them.
Yeah.
So which one was pulling the strings? I don't know. But it is common for Mossad to do that. Get you in a room with a little girl, take pictures of you, and now all of a sudden you'll do whatever they tell you to do. I mean, that's just
the thing that fucks
Israeli
me about
intelligence 101.
Yeah. The Mossad's a bad motherfucker. And one of the things that fucks with me with that whole thing that went down was he was pulling scientists. And I mean, Hays Division's number one goal is to talk about and experiment and play with science and technology. And he put a bad fucking light on a lot of scientists when all this shit went down. But my question is not so much the bad light. My question is, what the fuck was he trying to do with pulling these scientists and talk about longevity drugs, cryogenics? Why did he have these guys and making an influence on them? Or do you think it was just somebody else in his network that he could use?
I mean, potentially, yes, but maybe he was looking for a way to live longer. Maybe he was looking for a way
because he had a lot of money.
Do whatever.
That's what Bezos is doing right now.
Like, say, who knows?
Do you think it's possible? Do you think Bezos is actually going to create some gene editing drug or some shit that he never dies?
I don't know.
He runs Amazon forever?
I mean, maybe. Good for him. I wouldn't want that.
You wouldn't live forever?
No.
Would you live to 120?
If naturally, yeah. But would I undergo something to live that long? No.
Even if you was in good shape, you still play soccer?
No.
No shit. Why?
My great grandmother actually said something to me. Don't wish for a long life. Wish for a good life.
Okay.
And what she was talking about, when you get to a certain age, it's no longer a good life.
But that's talking about being old.
I understand.
If
but
you weren't
at
old,
some point you have to get old. What time do you do that? You just live like this to 120 and then you just die one day?
That's a possibility.
I mean, that'd be terrible.
Why?
What if I had plans?
Plans for what?
Going out somewhere. If I was just like this and I made plans with people and then just didn't wake up one day, I mean.
But that can happen now.
Yeah. Oh, it could happen now, but.
You ever worry about death?
No.
At all?
No.
No shit.
Don't think about it.
No shit.
I try to be happy all the time.
I know you do. And you're normally a happy guy.
I don't think about death. I don't think about going to a hospital. I don't want to go to a hospital for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't think about it. I find it's better for me not to think about it.
So what's your philosophy of life? Just to be happy?
That's it. That's all there is. You don't get to leave with anything except for what you did. Your experience.
But that's gone when you die. Unless you go to heaven and get the experience, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
See that
I was happy while I was here though.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about where the next meal's coming from or anything else.
Yeah, because you're putting some weight on.
I'm just happy. Like say, I don't have to worry about any of that.
Fucking fried chicken.
Yeah, every day.
So that's your philosophy of life.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be happy.
That's it. It's a small thought, but it's a huge implication.
It is a huge implication. Because, I mean, we all have bad days.
How do you be happy? Oh, yeah. Everybody's got bad days.
Oh,
You can't get rid of that. But as long as 95% of your days are happy,
yeah,
how can you go wrong?
You're right. How if everybody in the world thought like that, how do you think it would change shit?
Oh, dramatically. Dramatically. I mean, too many people worry about what's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I do.
And not about right here.
You're right.
I mean,
you're definitely
as long as you just do it by the moment, it's not a hard concept.
Yeah, Mr. Accountant over here.
That's it.
He's got order. You got orders in for next fucking year. You're watching fucking T-shirts and prices and everything else.
Yeah, but that's business. When I go home, I have an incredible ability to flip a switch.
Okay.
When I leave work,
yeah,
I have left work.
Yeah.
I don't pick it back up until the next morning. Like
you're not a workaholic?
No.
Your wife is though, isn't she?
She worries about so much. Like everything stresses her out.
Yeah.
And that would drive me
insane.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like that's just not who I am. And it's probably never going to be who I am.
Yeah.
But like say, I'm strictly in the moment at all times. I don't worry about tomorrow. Now, do I lay awake some nights and worry about what I got to get done the next day?
Yeah.
That's human. But for the most part, when I'm laying in bed thinking about that, I tell myself about every 5 minutes, go to bed, stupid. Like, don't worry about it. Like it's a problem now. It's going to be a problem when you get to it. It's not going to change in between there. It's going to be the same issue. So just relax.
Let it fucking go.
It ain't changing.
Yeah.
Just be.
Hey,
be.
We're going to fucking end on that.
Perfect.
Taylor Ellis.
That was my high point.
Ellis Mercantile. We'll put all your show notes at the end. You got anything else you want to leave with?
That's it, man. Good talk.
Thank you, brother.
That, 8 hours?
That was 2 hours.
2 hours. Perfect.
2 hours.
Nailed it.
We're out.
Oh, I got pissed.
Should have said it.